All right, guys, I'm going to go pretty quick through this. The answers are already there. I'm just going to show you how I got them. For the circle, the area is pi r squared. Circles are really easy. We just take the radius and we square it, so we turn it into 25, and we throw a pi on the back because circles always have a pi on the back. So 25 pi units squared. And if I want to multiply by 3.14, 25 times pi, that's how I got the 78.5 units squared. All right, for number 2, area equals pi r squared. The radius is not 38, the radius is 19. So it's area is pi and 19 to the second power, or 19 times 19, which that's how I got, the 19 times 19 is how I got 361 pi. If I ended up multiplying by the pi, then I got 1,133.5 units squared because these are flat. All right, for this one, the volume, because it's 3D, is that stupid fraction 4/3. It's pi. And then our last thing we have to multiply is the radius to the third power. So in this one, the radius is 17. So I have to do 17 times 17 times 17 in order to get the rest of this formula. 17 times 17 times 17 is 4,913. So in my calculator, I have to put in 4/3, I have to multiply by pi, and I have to multiply by 4,913 because this was 17 to the third power. And that's how I got that answer. All right, for this one, same thing. We have volume equals that stupid fraction, 4/3, pi, and also 9 to the third power. Our radius to the third power, which is 9 times 9 times 9, is 729. So the three things that I had to multiply by were 4/3, pi, and 729. And when I multiplied all those things together in my calculator, I got that answer up there. All right, this one. The radius is not 50, or not 100, it's 50. So the things, I need to pretend that it's one big total thing, one big total sphere. So volume equals 4/3 pi, and now 50 times 50 times 50. So 50 times 50 times 50 is 125,000. So in my calculator, I have to do 4/3 pi and 125,000. So I'll do that times. Now, at the last second, whatever this gives me when I multiply all these three things by each other, this will give me that full sphere. But up here, it says I want a hemisphere, half of that. So whatever my answer is, I'm going to hit divided by 2 to cut it in half. And my overall answer is not this. That is not the right answer. It is 261,666.7. So this answer up here was the full thing, not the hemisphere. So it looks like I made a mistake again. I got a little too fast. You got to cut it in half. Okay, so hopefully you're paying attention. All right, these guys, pretty simple. If we can find a circle up there, we can find a circle up here. Area equals pi r squared. We just take the radius, we square it, we put a pi on the back, and that's how I got 64. It was pi times 8 to the second power, and we got 64 pi. Now for this one, if I know the circle is 64 up there, if I know up here we have 64 pi, then over here we have 64 pi, and I'm just going to let this grow by 6. So we're going to take this volume equals the 64 pi, and we're going to multiply by 6 because we're letting it grow, and that's how I got my 384 pi units cubed. Now to do this one, I know that I'm just going to crush the bottom in and make it a cone. And when I do that, I have to divide by 3 because I made it 3 times smaller. So I take my 384 pi's and I'm going to divide by 3, and that's how I got my 128 pi units cubed. All right, same thing over here. We're not paying attention to the 12, we're paying attention to the 6. So when we say, okay, we take the radius, we square it, we throw a pi on the back. 6 times 6 is 36. We throw a pi on the back, and that's how I got my answer. If I know up here is 36 pi, then over here is 36 pi. We're going to let it grow by 4. So I take my 36 pi and I'm going to let it grow 4 times and I get 150. That's how I got this answer. But then for the last one, I'm going to crush it and squeeze the bottom in and make it 3 times smaller. So I'm going to divide that by 3. I'm going to take my 144 pi and I'm going to divide it by 3, and now I get 48 pi. I don't know why I crossed it out, but there it was. Units cubed. All right, for over here, I'm going to try to find my triangle and then let it grow by 4. So let's see if we can find our triangle. Our triangle, here's our base is 8. So area equals base times height, but it's a triangle, so we have to cut it in half. So our floor is 8, and if this is our floor, then this is our ceiling, and it's 3 up to our ceiling. So 8 times 3, area is 1/2 of that. So 8 times 3 is 24, and 1/2 of that is 12. So that's 12 is how much space is in the green triangle right there. And then we just gotta let it grow 4 to make it 3D. So times 4, it makes it our volume, is 48, and that's how I got this. All right, this one, there's our base, there's our height, because it's straight up. We multiply them together. We say it's 1/2 of that, and that gives me 6. 3 times 4 is 12. 1/2 of that is 6. All right, over here, area equals 1/2 base times height. I'm going to use 7 as my base, as my floor, because from there I know how straight up and down the ceiling is. It's exactly 8. So area equals 1/2. The floor was 7. The 8 was the height. And we get 1/2 of 56, or 28 units squared. All right, let's go on to these guys. I'm going as fast as I can because it takes a long time to download. Okay, 2, 3 is right there, and 8 is right there. If I make my line, then my 2 triangles are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36. If I add those together, I get 61. When I take the square root of 61, it's close to 64, but not super close. That's roughly 7.8. Okay, 4 is right here. Let's see. 4 is right here, and -7 is right here. So there's 4, -7. And 7 is right here, and -3 is right there. So this is where they hit. Boom, boom. If I make my lines, I've got 3 and 4. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. Together, that's 25. The square root of 25 is just normal old 5. Okay, next one, 5. -5 is right there. -2 is right there. So there's -5, -2. -12 is back here. -9 is right down there. So this is a pretty big line from there to there. Let's make my boom and boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 becomes 49. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 becomes 49. Together, that's 98. When I take the square root of 98, or over here, the square root of 98 gives me approximately, what did I say, 9.9. Yeah, it's like 9.9. Okay, really close to 100. It was actually 9.89, so it was right in between 9.8 and 9.9. All right, let's do the last one. -1 and -1 is actually down here, okay? And -5 and +6 is up there, so it actually crosses the line a little bit. Okay, let's figure out how much that is. Boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 squared is 49. 4 squared is 16. I add those together, that's 55, 65. The square root of 65 is about 8.1. Which means that I got another one wrong on the answers. That is not 6.4. That is roughly 8.1. All right, 2 wrong. And let's go down to the other page. We'll do these really fast. We see that the line starts at 3, so I can already plug in y equals this plus 3. I know it starts at 3. And the slope is negative 2/3, so negative 2/3 x plus 3. We just plug in the slope for the m and the b and the y-intercept for the b. All right, so y equals, what's my slope? 1/2 up 1/2, 1/2 x, and it starts at 0, so done. Y equals, what's my slope? Up 2/3, so 2/3 x, and where does it start? At plus 5, and I'm done. Okay, let's see. 3x, so I would divide by 3, x equals 7. For this one, I would multiply by 3, it gets rid of the bottom, x equals 12. For this one, I take my 17 and move it over to the other side and make it negative 17, and we get x equals 6. For this one, I take my negative 9 and I put it over and I make it positive 9, and I get x equals 25. For this one, tough one, you probably forgot it. Whenever we want to get rid of a fraction, we multiply it by its reciprocal. We turn it upside down. So over here, we multiply by the reciprocal, and these get rid of each other. And we get x equals, the top times the top is 36. 9 times 4 is 36. The bottom times the bottom is 3. 36 divided by 3 is 12. All right, this one, I had to make, if you wanted to make teams, that's cool. There's an x team. There's a number team, a constant team, a constant team. We're going to move this over here and make it positive 4. So I'm going to write over this. The 2x comes down. We get 2x equals 16 plus 4 is 20. Divide by 2, x equals 10. All right, over here we have our number term, and our variable term. So we're going to make the 18 go across and become negative 18, and we get negative 3x, because the negative 3x has to come down, equals negative 6. 12 minus 18 is negative 6. When we divide by negative 3. Did you remember that? The negative 3's cancel out. X equals negative 6 divided by negative 3. The negatives cancel out. 2 negatives make a positive. 6 divided by 3 is 2. All right, over here, let's see. We had to do 3 times x. First thing we had to do is get rid of the parentheses. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 7 is negative 21, equals 9. We've got our x team. We've got our constant team, our number team. So let's take this guy and put it over here with him. Plus 21. So that gives us 3x's equal 30. Divide by 3. And we get x equals 10. All right, for number 30, same thing. 12 times x gives us 12x. 12 times 3 is plus 36 equals negative 48. All right, we're going to take, let's see, there's our letter term. There's our number term, a number term. This guy's got to go over here with him and become negative 36. Let's see how many people got this right. 12x equals negative 48 minus 36. So now we have 48 people on the negative team. We have 36 people on the negative team. The negative team just got huge. Equals negative 84. Okay, we'll divide by 12. And x equals 84, negative 84. 84 divided by 12 is 7, but the one negative makes it negative 7. All right, let's see how much you got. Hopefully you were able to turn in your homework, and good luck.